1. To refuse this pre-call, press thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have Kareem, a brother that's in Orway Correctional Facility, Arkansas Valley. This is his introduction with us right here on at Bring It to the Table, Colorado. Hey bro, what's up? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Good to
Yeah,
have you,
this is
man. How you doing this morning?
man. I'm blessed, man. I'm here, making the best out of everything,
Yeah. Like I was just doing my little introduction to introduce you. Do you mind telling us from your own words who you are?
Yeah, no problem. So my name is Kareem Stevenson, aka Crease Kelly. That's what everybody call me. You know, um, yeah, I was born and raised in Denver, Colorado. At a pretty much all over Denver, but came out of the Montbello area. Yeah, and yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm in here trying to make a way to get up out this situation that I got myself in. I'm currently housed at the Arkansas Valley Correctional Facility, to where I've did 26 years. I've been at the same facility, and yeah, man, I'm just trying to take my growth to the next level, and just want to put myself out there a little bit more and tell my story.
Okay, let your story. Let's start with the beginning. Like you from Denver, Colorado. You born and raised in Montbello area, right?
Yeah.
Let's start there. Your upbringing.
So, man, I was raised by I had teenage parents. My mom had me, when she was 15. You know what I'm saying? My pops was 19, and young parents trying to do what they can, and I wasn't no silver or gold spoons. You know, pretty much typical situation. I started out, on the east side of Denver, and kind of bounced around between the east side and Park Hill and the Montbello area. Then I lived a little bit in Commerce City and Thornton area. I lived all over Denver, mainly,
Yeah.
South Denver.
What year was this?
I was born in '79. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was born in '79, but really I'm an '80s baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I was born at the beginning at January 11th of 1979, man, and different time. The '80s was different. Little young Thundercat running around. The world was a different place. I remember as a kid, like you getting like kids was outside. We had the computers and all the games and stuff they got now. Kids was outside, and my outside was different than what kids outside today is. Uh, we played, and every kid on the block knew each other. All the old folks knew each other. Like the level of respect was different. I got whooped by my neighbor. My best friend's grandma whooped my butt when I got in trouble. So you got in trouble by everybody in the neighborhood. So the respect level was a little different. We was little bad kids doing what we were doing. And I was a little kid in the beginning of the whole gang culture in Colorado when it started getting big, the whole Crip and Blood era. Yeah.
Yeah. Take us through that era. And what age was you when you was first introduced to that type of mindset? And how did that affect your family?
So I was introduced to. I remember I first heard about because I was living on the east side, and I heard about the Crips. I didn't hear about the Bloods till a little later, but something had happened. Some dudes got beat up for wearing red, and it was a shooting had happened. At this time, you didn't really You know, back then you didn't hear how people getting shot like that. You know, you might have heard about somebody get busted upside the head with a bottle or jumped or stuff like that. A lot of fighting. But you didn't hear about people getting shot or like, I didn't hear gunshots and all that like that back then. But something bad happened, and my cousin was like, "Ah, you can't wear red because we live on the east side, because you know that's the Crips don't like wearing red." So you know, I'm like, "What you mean?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, they kill you if you got red on." And I'm like, "Well, man, I'm just a kid. Why they gonna beat me up? You know, I could wear red. I love red." So he's like, "Nah, you can't wear it." So at that point on, I started kind of scared to wear red because I thought the Crips was gonna beat me up.
Okay.
Now as far as how that impacted my family, like at that time, like I had an auntie, she used to be around a lot of the Crips and stuff, a lot of the 30s, but nobody got the gang culture didn't really impact my family at that time. It was more of the drugs.
Okay.
You know, because also at the same time, the cocaine era was hitting Colorado real hard, the crack epidemic. So that's what the alcoholism and the drugs kind of affected some people in my family, because I had an uncle was directly involved in trafficking drugs from Colorado to from California to Colorado, you know, at that time as well too. So that probably was a little bit more relevant than the gang culture. Like, even though I started becoming fascinated with the gang culture years after I found out what it was, because I started meeting some of these dudes. Like, I remember I lived next door to, you know, Psych Mike. You know, that was like the first one that I really met that I knew was like super official. When I lived over on 33rd and Marion, across the street from the little high rise across the street from Mitchell. You know, I lived next door to Psych Mike, and I was like, that dude was bigger than life to me. Like, wow, this dude is cool. Like, just seeing how everybody was around him and revered him. Like, I'm like, man, but I still didn't really understand what I was looking up to, you know, at the time, and like who he was until I got a little older.
Okay.
I was just gonna say anything outside of that I looked up to, because I had an uncle who was a pimp. Now I thought that was the coolest thing, because I ain't know nothing about no gangsters. I just knew, you know, uncle was my Uncle Nate, was a pimp. He come around every couple of weeks, come around with a new Cadillac. So I thought that was the coolest thing in the world until I, you know, started seeing the gangster to understand what a gangster was. Yeah.
Sound like it had a big impact on your life though, like the gang, the members. You can go back to specific individuals that inspired you in that lifestyle, in that culture. So,
Yeah.
what led you into being active in the streets?
So it's just, once again, it goes back to go outside. Go outside. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't allowed to stay in the house. If the sun was shining, birds is chirping, we need to be out there enjoying that sun, going out there and doing what boys do and the little kids do at that time. So, like, when I say my outside was different, I was doing the normal stuff that the kids do, going to the playground and all of that, but then I started getting into other stuff. I didn't have no money, so I was like, okay, somebody taught me how to steal. And I go out, I go do that, start stealing, and I thought it was cool, because I was like, oh, I can just do this, don't get caught, you know, and get what I want to get. I don't need no money. So there was times that, you know, grown folks give me money to go to the store, depending on what it was, I steal it and pocket the money. So I realized I got a little hustle. And then from there, just constantly seeing seeing dudes in the neighborhood do stuff and get my little group of guys and we do what we see them doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was always a lot more mature than most guys my age. And I hung out with a couple other guys that was, mature like me. So a lot of older dudes that were a few years old always didn't mind having us around because they seen that we wasn't like the rest of the kids and we was trying to mimic them. So a little bit later on, say it's still my little adolescent years, I started like just peeping things. So some of the just wherever I lived at, older dudes, like teenagers, just start taking a liking to me and having me do stuff tight and just do little stuff to make money. Like I run to the store, start doing that and wash my car type thing. And, hey, take this and go get it to such and such. And it started from there. And then I just started figuring out like I gotta make money on my own. I started getting into stealing stuff, taking it to school, selling it to make money, put a little pocket change in my money, in my pocket, excuse me. But I was more influenced by making money than really getting into like the gang culture real tough. Like I was influenced by it, but not more than the things that money can get me, and instead of like wanting to be involved in like being the gangster as far as the gang banger. If that makes any sense, if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. The mindset of go outside, go with the fellas, and go do the boy things, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you doing competition things like we gonna outflip you guys because we do backflips and shit when we outside,
Yeah.
and they do
That's
backflips,
real.
and me and a couple of my high school or middle school friends, we got a little clique, what we call them, and we're clicking up
Yeah.
and we're doing dance moves or whatever it might be at the time. But
Yeah.
the mindset started to change from us just
Yep.
being
No,
friends,
that's
going outside doing backflips to us, um, you know.
yeah, no, that's real. So I always tell people this, like I wasn't officially a gang member. Like I'm not a Crip, I'm not a Blood. And I kind of want to put that out there because people always assume that I was from some Crip hood because the respect I've gotten from some dudes that got that are factors from certain hoods. So people always assume that I was a Crip
Mm-hmm.
or just some type of gang member.
Yeah,
I wasn't a gang member, but I still gang banged. You feel
yeah,
me?
understandable.
Because I rep my neighborhood and I rep my guys that was in my circle. So if you disrespect one of my guys, like if something jumped off, like we finna slide. It wasn't no ifs and buts about it. So I'm in prison because of that. Nobody, So people misunderstand the term gang bang just because you're not from a gang don't mean you don't gang bang if you was really outside in the streets,
Yeah,
you know,
I
unless you're
understand
just
what you're saying because
yeah,
it's like you ride for your friends and your loyalty is with
yeah,
that tribal of friends that we have,
that,
and
absolutely,
we're looked as gang members when it becomes that
yeah,
love and respect and brotherhood, and I know exactly what you mean.
yeah,
It's a
like it
natural
wasn't
thing
a
for us
random
though, ain't
group
it?
thing. Yeah, for real. I mean, we all human beings are tribal.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what race, creed you come from, we all tribal.
yeah,
Uh, we weren't necessarily, it wasn't a red or blue thing. I guess you could say east or west side. We from Montbello, so all my cats from the bells. We don't say east side, west side. We say bell side. So just because people feel some type of way about Montbello, you Montbello catches this and this and that, and I'm like, yeah, I whatever, but y'all can't rock with us, and what y'all trying to do? What you saying? Come out there, we'll show you what it's about, and that's what ended up happening. And sometimes we go to other areas, or you one of them Montbello cats, we don't rock with y'all, and we get into it or whatever. So that's where, as far as game banging go, that's as far as my game banging went. But being that I wasn't officially from, a 33rd or 32s or whatever, you know what I mean, and the 83s and all of them, the 60s and all these different hoods or whatever, I had a little bit more leeway to travel and do my thing.
Yeah.
So and plus I bounced around Denver so much. I lived in Park Hill and lived on the east side and young, and got family that live all over. And I used to hang out a little bit in Aurora, but mainly Denver. So I know people all over. So it was really hard for somebody like me with my personality to because I've always valued like friendships and relationships and stuff, and it was too hard for me to relinquish that over gang politics, because now I'm here, I can't be cool with you no more because our church is at war. So I ain't never had to endure none of that.
You have 1 minute left.
Because I had partners that chose a side, and they had to make peace with that decision.
Yeah,
so
understandable.
That never was my struggle, but it just, I know it probably got worse over the years since I've been incarcerated. Yep. Hey, I'm gonna call back because we're getting ready to hang up.
Yeah, call right back. We'll finish up.
Yep.